Hi guys, Team RC 3D Prints, and we're in the UK, and wow, it's really cold at the moment. We're in the garage and it's barely above freezing in here. So first off, little tip for you, don't leave your lipos in this sort of temperature. Keep them somewhere nice and warm. Ours all tucked up somewhere nice and warm. We ain't going to ruin them getting them too cold, because that will mess up your lipos. Now, we thought, it's into 2022, let's do a little review. What did we enjoy this year? What was good? What was bad? We're going to do good, bad and the uglies. So, watch on and see what we find. Now guys, the first thing is, yay, we hit 1,000 subscribers this year, and as most of you may know, that means the channel now gets a little bit higher up the rankings and we can make a little bit of money. Not a lot. I mean, our total earnings for the year is barely the cost of, well, it doesn't even cover the cost of that. So that's not the reason we've done it. We don't do this channel to make money. We do it because we enjoy using these cars. And one thing I would say, a lot of you, I know, car park bash or skateboard parks and that, we don't do that racing. If you haven't raced these trucks, any of this big scale stuff, if you haven't raced them, give it a go. If you've got a mate that's got a truck, similar truck, set out a little track. It's just great fun. We absolutely love it. We're in the east of England in the UK. Anyone sort of local to us, be nice to have a few more people come along. And who knows, in the new year, we may have some other people join us. We're actually not a million miles away from a very well-known YouTuber who does RC stuff, and we may have something in the pub, but don't know. We don't know. We'll have to see on that one. So guys, point number 2 on the good list, the relation to the Xmaxx, the XRT. Yes, we have an XRT. Well, Matt's got the XRT. I haven't got one yet. We'll have to see if funds allow that a little bit later. But we do have the cousin to the Xmaxx. So that'll be good to see that going. You'll see we've done a few short videos on it already, just to show you some bits, and we have already done some upgrades on it. Now we have these 3D printed parts for the rear wing brace, which everyone seems to keep breaking. So this one here is like a bung that goes in the existing part, and you cable tie around it, like this. And then we've got 2 replacement parts. A simple part, which just replaces the existing one, and these are all made out of TPU. May not be able to see it on camera, but they've got a little bit of flex in them. We can actually make them more flexible, but they don't want to be too flexible. And then we've got the bigger one there with the X for the XRT. These are all going to be for sale. They're on our eBay store. We'll leave a link below in the description. But if you are starting to break these, then these are going to be cheaper and easier and stronger than the originals. Or if you've still got the original, put something like this in and it will stop it breaking. Just bear in mind, these are not completely indestructible. So if you're doing big jumps, you are going to break something. And number 3, can you guess what it is? It's sitting there just next to the Xmaxx. It's the sledge. Yes, we did get hold of a couple of sledges this year, and we have raced them. They have been given so much grief, and they are brilliant. Just so good. I wonder what the XRT is going to be like compared to them. We've had a few issues. We have broken a few bits. We've got some different motors and speedos in some of them. And we've done quite a few upgrades on it actually. But we love them. They are a great truck. They're so much fun to race. They really are such good fun. And hopefully we're going to take them onto a proper off-road track in the new year. So you've seen it sitting there in the background already. Number 4 is we got a second XMAXX this year, beginning of the year. You've seen the blue truck we've had on video. Now this was Matt's truck, and I managed to get this green one. I think it's about the beginning of 2022 we bought that, and it was second hand. Had a few issues with it. Well, actually no, to be fair, we've had very few issues with it. The one thing we did break the servo, but that was my own fault. That was just parking it and not leaving the steering straight. We've had a few other upgrades in it, and as you'll see, we've had a few electrical gremlins. We'll come on to them in a minute, but we love it. Look at them, racing. They are such good fun. They are so agile. With the little tweaks we've done on them, they are so agile now, these trucks. For a big behemoth like they are, we love them. Good. Number 5. I'm afraid we've gone back to the smaller scale stuff. We've got the Associated B6.4. This is probably the best truck, or best buggy innit? Best buggy that I have ever raced. Bought it middle of this year. We've done a build video on it, which you guys have loved. Got a couple of other ideas we're going to do on it as well, come the new year. And it is just such a good car. It's just the speed, the handling, it's great. I know it probably doesn't get too much interest in this channel. You guys more like the big scale stuff. But I am putting that in at number 5. I spend a lot of time and money racing these, and I think it's just brilliant. Brilliant car that is. Number 6 is we purchased another Max. I purchased this Max. It's actually for the boy. He said he wanted one, so I thought, is it going to get him coming out of us a bit more so we can have a bit more racing? Well, we bought it wrong time of the year, really. We bought it sort of late November, and it's a bit of a struggle to get it out. It has had a couple of little runs. We've got a couple of videos in the pipeline, but it's great. It's a great little truck. Certainly very underrated. You'll see we have had a blue one on this channel, and that comes up in my later on in my points. They're a good little truck. They are a good little truck. They're so quiet, handle well, and they're relatively reasonably priced, certainly compared to some of the bigger ones over there. Number 7 is this. Well, it looks boring, doesn't it? It's not doing anything. It's just turned it off to make it a bit quiet for this video. But it's 3D printing. We have done a lot of 3D printing. We pretty much design and print lots and lots of these things ourselves. And we've got a selection of items here. You'll see these body shell protectors, which we've done for the Xmaxx and the Maxx. We've got a couple of different versions. We've got flexible ones, can't see it, and we've also got the rigid versions there. We also have got a range of bits for the XRT, as I mentioned earlier in this video. Little bits for the UDR, battery box to give more batteries in there. And we have the plate there to help you fit a 1/5 scale servo in your Xmaxx. And also we do lots and lots of these storage holders for a lot of the smaller scale cars. When we race them, we have loads of setup parts for them. So we make these boxes to hold everything in. Great, look, little sliding lid. And you know, everything is, and it's all nicely labelled. This one is actually for one of our 1/12 scale cars. But we also have done these tool holders. So if you need anything 3D printing, anything like any of these or anything, then drop us a line, because that is what the 3D printer is always going. We're always doing stuff on 3D printing. And this sort of thing, we've sold all over the world. We've sold all over the world. In fact, this one has actually got a slight fault on it. Can you see? So we won't be selling that one. That can go in a bin. But yeah, so drop us a line if you do need any 3D printed parts. So number 8, one of the bargains of the year. These HRB lipos. They are a full cell, 6,000 milliamp battery, and a pair of them were about 25 quid posted in the UK. So what's that, about $45? Brilliant. So we can use them in our Maxx, trusty old Maxx, which we haven't run much yet, or in the behemoth of the Xmaxx, or of course, it's not here at the moment, but we can use them in the XRT as well. And as you guys know, I mean, if you use the Traxxas batteries, which we've got a couple of those, they're really expensive. But these are only, say, 30 quid, I think they were, for a pair. Had to do a slight modification there, which we've done the video for. And what I'll try and do, I will try and put the links in here so you can see the full videos that we've done on all these. But one of the bargains of the year for us anyway. So bargain number 2, I think this comes in at number 8. The standard sledge tyres. Because of the power that this behemoth has got, they balloon something crazy. So we've got these D boots. Not a lot of money. Brilliant tyre. Handle well. No ballooning. I don't think they're belted, but they say there's no ballooning on these. And they just work so well. So much grip, and the car is so much more stable. So, very worthwhile upgrade that we liked on here. And you'll see, just handles so much better. You just flip the truck in now. It's just it makes a good truck even better. And also, just a little side note as well, servo upgrade in this. The standard servo's okay, but a quick servo just makes it so much better. And it's just a normal 1/10 you can put in that, so you can spend as much or as little as you want on an upgrade, but you get what you pay for. So sticking with the sledge for our next good part of 2022. Electrics. No, we're not putting Traxxas electrics on the good part, but what we have done is we have put a Hobbywing ESC in the blue sledge. And it makes it so much smoother, so much more controllable, and it's just a brilliant upgrade to do. It's certainly, we like the Hobbywing stuff, and it's just so much more smoother, and it is censored, so it makes it much smoother to drive. And you can notice that when you drive that compared to the red truck. So if and when, probably when rather than if we all know what Traxxas electrics are like, when this gives up the ghost, then we'll be doing the same thing with this one. What's this? I think this is point number 11, and we're with our Xmaxx, which is one of the best cars I think out there. But as we just alluded to in our previous one, Traxxas electrics are pretty rubbish. So what we put in this, we've put a Max 5 combo in it. And ironically, this will feature elsewhere in this good, bad and the ugly. Can you guess what other parts it's going to be? But as it sits here, it's got the 800 kV motor and a Max 5 in it. Lovely speedo. Come on to that in a minute. It's a monster horsepower. It is monster horsepower, this thing. Seeing it wheelie, it's just mad, mad, mad. Great if you're going to be doing skate parks. When I'm trying to race the blue truck, it's a bit of a struggle. Okay guys, so we now come on to the not so good, the bad that we found out in 2022. Well, unfortunately, at the first one, I'm going to put the Max. Not this Max, this Max. Unfortunately, we actually sold it. Well, Matt had to sell it for various reasons. He needed to be a bit more space, mainly for the XRT. So the reason being, we've actually never got to race two Maxes together, which I think would have been quite interesting. But we still do have this Max. We still got the red Max, so it's not all bad. And well, it means we can free up space for more trucks, doesn't it, when we get rid of another truck? So the bad number 2, it isn't actually here. We got rid of it. We only done one video on it. It was a Habeo, what was it, a Hyper MT Sport, something like that. It was a 4-wheel drive truck, a little bit like a Max, but worse. You guys didn't like the video, so we thought, well, there's not much point doing anymore. We have got a couple of other videos done, but I don't think we'll even bother to release them because, well, barely anyone watched them. So we put that on the bad list. The truck was just a bit of a handful. We did put a UDR Traxxas brushless system in it. Had plenty of power, but the diffs were pretty rubbish on it. The steering was awful on it. So we sold it. Made way for another truck. I think it went somewhere in Eastern Europe. So hopefully that's found a new home and someone is enjoying it now. And wouldn't it be good if the person that bought it is watching this video? So if you did buy one middle of this year, leave a comment down below. Just good to know where it went and what it's doing. So guys, number 3, bad number 3. Actually, it's the first entry for the UDR on our list. Now, it's not the fact that we didn't like it, it's that you guys didn't seem to like it. We stuck these drift rims on, basically just slide over these wheels, and it's great fun drifting these, particularly when you get wet weather. You can stick them on a car park. There's so little grip and it's just so much fun. You guys didn't like it. Why was that? Say, leave us a comment down below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? We're actually probably going to do some more of them because we just love it. It's great fun. And we found a bigger area to do it. But we put it on the bad list. So bad 4 was for all these trucks. I've got all these trucks in this one. Why is that? Well, it was the relay races that we've done. We've released a couple of these videos where we race a multitude of trucks. As you see, we have this pit stop situation. We thought it was great fun. But again, it wasn't one of the more popular videos. Leave us a comment. Why was it not popular? Have you even seen it? Is it one of the YouTube algorithms that it just didn't come up when people were looking for things? I don't know. But we are going to do more of them because I've got a Max, we've got an XRT to include. Who knows? We might have a couple of XRTs to be able to include in it. So I don't know. It's on the bad list, but it isn't really bad. It's just you guys didn't seem to like the video too much. Bad number 5. It's the X-maxes. But you'll see a similar theme now. We're picking up on videos that didn't seem to perform too well. We had 3 of these going round. We had 3 of these racing round. Not our normal 2. But performance of that video was really, really poor, which we thought was really, really strange. You know, it was proper racing of these trucks. Nearly hitting ourselves with them. But you didn't like it. Why was that again? Again, leave us a comment. We'd just like to know why our videos don't perform as well as some of the others. It means that we can do better videos for you guys, so we get more views, so it gives us more incentive to do more videos. So it's a win-win for everyone. So let us know in those comments. And the last bad, point 6, I think this is, it's the Xmaxx again, but it's this. If you've been following our videos, you'll know we have put in the 800 kV hobby wing motor. It is just so powerful. The thing just wheelies all over the place. It's great for skate parks if you want to bash, but for racing it really isn't very good. So for that reason, that's why we put that under our bad, and we will be changing this for a different motor, something with a slightly higher kV, so it's not quite got that torque. We've played about with all the settings. We just can't get it to work. It's a shame, but we have put that on the bad list. It's a good product in the right situation, but we've just got the wrong product in the wrong situation. So for that reason, it's on the bad list. So guys, we come on to our third and last category, the ugly. What was ugly in 2022? Well, can you guess what's top of that list? It's not a car, it's me. Did you see our video when I actually knocked myself over with the, what was it, with the sledge? Yeah, you can see it here, it was with the sledge. And what did I do? I cracked a rib. That really hurt, and that took several months to actually get completely better. So the moral of the story is, don't crash into yourself with one of these big trucks. It hurts. Number 2 on the ugly. Well, we found a nice new location. We found this lovely dusty sort of corner of a building site location, which we took the, what did we take? We took the X-maxes up there, we took the Max up there. I think we went up there 2 or 3 times, but we got kicked off. We upset the landowner. To be fair, he was pretty good. He said, yeah, you can stay up here for today, but don't come up here again. And we've got to respect, you've got to respect people when they don't want you in these places. It's a shame, because we drive past that place as most weeks and it's still sitting there derelict. It's not being used for anything. So we could have used it, and look at it, it's such good fun. It really was good fun. It was different to our other location, but got to respect the laws of the land. So we wouldn't really get very far on our ugly list without talking about electrics, would we? Well, actually it wasn't in this UDR, it was in Matt's UDR. We snapped the motor shaft. It actually snapped the end off the motor shaft. Now, we think we know what happened. The pinion came loose, it jammed up, and that's why it snapped. But you really wouldn't expect it to snap. So I think that's just a moral of the poor Traxxas electrics, perhaps. I don't know. We obviously do have issues with electrics, Traxxas electrics. Everyone seems to. So there's obviously an issue with them. But yeah, it was really frustrating. We broke that. But it did mean that we put the sledge motor in this, and then in that sledge we upgraded to the hobby wing. So it wasn't all bad, but it meant we got to spend some money. So for number 4, we are back on our Xmaxx. I told you this would feature in all 3 categories, and after this point we're not finished with it yet. So, back on Traxxas Electrics. We blew up the motor in this one. You'll see here the shaft, well, the magnets exploded on it basically. So that meant we had to upgrade to the hobby wing stuff. So again, it just underlines the questionable quality of Traxxas electrics. Perhaps we half expected this to happen. Most people seem to have problems when you run these trucks for any length of time with some of the Traxxas electrics. Fingers crossed we won't have so many problems with some of the other trucks. We do have some spare hobby wing ESCs to fit in a couple of them, but that means that the Traxxas has entered the ugly list. And our final ugly point for 2022 is the Xmaxx again, but it's not a Traxxas part this time. When we did our upgrade to this motor, we got some cheapy gears which lasted all of 20 seconds. Absolute rubbish. You get what you pay for. Buy cheap, buy twice is the old saying, and that is definitely what happened here. So if you're going to upgrade to one of these bigger motors, going up to mod 1.5 where you've got more of the torque, you need to buy better quality, buy good quality. We put on this in the end Vitavon, how do you pronounce it? Not sure. And we haven't had a problem with it, and it's worked really quiet. To be fair, the buyer that we bought the original rubbish gears from was very good and did refund, but buy good quality. These beasts, these trucks are big and they put a lot of loads through those gears. So buy decent quality, particularly for the gears. False economy if you buy cheap. So guys, that was our good, bad and the ugly for 2022. Leave us any comments below with anything that you would like to see us do in the future, and we are going to be back with these trucks very soon. We just need the weather to improve a little bit here in the UK. It is December, it's cold, it's wet and it's miserable. And have a good Christmas.